The post-pandemic years, marked by extreme volatility in the global oil and commodity markets as well as slowing growth amidst soaring inflation and decades high interest rates, have been tough for the world economy, more so for the developing nations first up. These challenges worsened with post-COVID-19 energy and food supply disruptions, as well as the wars in Ukraine and Gaza first up. Countries like Pakistan, where lives were devastated by the sharp spike in the cost of living and rising unemployment, have borne the brunt first up. Nevertheless, the ongoing outgoing year saw some sanity return to the commodity markets as countries started to put the aftermath of the pandemic and conflicts behind them first up. Central banks around the world, including the Federal Reserve, began cutting interest rates as inflation decelerated first up. Economies such as Pakistan followed suit, as the pace of increase in domestic prices dramatically reduced and the pressures of expensive energy imports on their international reserves eased first of Nubera. The outlook for 2025 started to appear as more stable, even bright until the US presidential elections returned to the White House first up. For many, it might get tougher in 2025, with European Central Bank President Christine predicting uncertainty and abundance in 2025 first up. Indeed, much of his uncertainty has been generated. Mr. Trump's threatened to impose 20, 10 to 20% tariffs on all imports and 60% on Chinese goods first up. It is still anyone's guess whether the American president-elect will push ahead with his plans, or if those threats are just his way of putting the US in an advantageous position when it comes to trade negotiations with its major trading partners China and Europe first up. If a Donald Trump presidency enacts, US import tariffs that spark a trade war, that could mean a fresh dose of inflation, a global slowdown, or both, says a recent Reuters report first up. China and Europe have already begun recalibrating their economic and financial policies to preserve their growth in anticipation of Mr. Trump's tariffs first up. Pakistan may not be affected directly, but higher Fed rates, a rise in global commodity prices, or a slowdown could impact our economy indirectly and quite significantly first up. Are we ready for what might becoming question mark? Being a small economy, there is not much that we can do about what threatens to hit us first up. Yet we can take some tough decisions to reduce the impact of the anticipated storm by revamping and restructuring the economy first up.